With the auto size tool, you can resize objects or photographs to real life sizes or dimensions. If I were to go and import an image, when this image comes in, it's only 3.84 inches tall, which is not life size. So what I can do is I can come in here, I'll zoom in a little bit, and draw with the freehand tool a line from here to there. And now I've got a line that, as you can see, is only 0.346 inches tall, but I can see from my template that from here to here is actually an inch. So if I then grab my pick tool, hold shift, and click on the picture, so I've got my line and the picture now selected, then I can run auto size, and it pops this dialog box up where you tell it how big that ought to be in real life. So I hit 1. I don't want to straighten it in this instance, but I do want to delete that line, so I'll just hit apply, and it will then resize the picture so that this is now an inch tall. That way, if I come over here with my text tool and type in August 16th, 1929, that's going to be the same height. I can also do the same thing the other direction. If I drew a line from here to here, it's currently showing that as 10.2. In real life, that's actually 2 inches or 10 inches wide. So I can hold shift again, click on the picture, go to auto size, change it to 10. This time I do want to straighten it, and I'll straighten it along the horizontal axis and hit apply, and that way it'll resize it. Now the reason this wasn't quite right to begin with was because this picture has been skewed at a little bit of an angle. So if we want to, we can fix that skew by coming up here to perspective, and it gives us 4 corners that we can drag. If I want to make sure that I'm making this the correct size, I'll usually make it a little bit transparent, and then I will import my date of death template, place the template here, and that way, as I adjust the skew, if you just drag the 4 corners, you can match up the image to the template. And as soon as all of those 4 corners match up, then you know that it's skewed correctly. Once I have it lined up, I can click my text tool again. Actually, before that, I'll delete my template. I don't really need that anymore. Then I'll grab my text tool, click where I want to start the text, and I can start with left justification as opposed to center justification. That way, as I type August 16th, 1929. And then this is where when you grab the text with the pick tool, you're able to come and change this font on the fly until you find a match. I find it's actually a little bit nicer to come over to the text docker over here so that you can have this a bit larger. And as you move down the list, it will actually change the size for you, or it'll change it right here on the fly. So we'll line up that edge, or I should really type in the correct year. So you can get that lined up with the existing date, and then create a second date, switch it to center justification, change it to whatever date we need to be at now. And then to space these, you grab both of them, and I can see from here from 1 inch to 1 1/4 inches that the spacing is 1/4 inch. So I'll go to panels and spacing and do 1/4 inch for my vertical distribution and hit apply. And it will then space that the same as that line there. Then if I wanted to, I could take this, convert it to curves by hitting Control Q, use my shape tool. If you hold Alt, you can actually draw around freehand, and I'll just hit delete. And I've got the A and the 9 where they are. If I wanted to, I could get rid of the image and plot that, and then when I line it up, I'll just line it up off of these, and everything else should line up.